For real.
At 17 minutes and 17 seconds, the question comes up. What happens when loyalty becomes betrayal and legends clash with new rising stars? Floyd "Money" Mayweather, the undefeated icon who changed boxing forever, is now facing one of his most intense challenges yet. But this challenge is not from a fighter inside the ring. It comes from someone he once treated like family. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the young star Mayweather helped shape for greatness, has moved from being a student to a rival. And this time, it is deeply personal. At 57 seconds, the story continues. Tank's former coach and the man who shaped his career is now working with Floyd under Mayweather Promotions. A public face-off between Floyd and Tank turned into a heated argument that exploded into a full brawl, leaving the boxing world shocked. This is not just about pride. It is a fight for power, legacy, and control. Get ready, because this story is full of drama, punches, and surprising turns. It all started with a business choice or a betrayal, depending on who you ask. At 1 minute 27 seconds, Calvin Ford, the coach who stood by Gervonta Davis in good times and bad, recently made news by joining Mayweather Promotions. While the move seemed smart for Calvin, it felt like a stab in the back to Tank.
He been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it, like, focus on the goal, you know. And them guys, they went left, and unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like, dang, do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around.
At 2 minutes and 39 seconds, here is why. Calvin is not just any coach. He is the man who helped turn Tank into a knockout artist. From the rough gyms of Baltimore to packed arenas, Calvin and Tank were a team that could not be broken. At 2 minutes 51 seconds, but now Ford's loyalty to Floyd has created a wave that no one saw coming. Who do you want to see? You as a guy who is his trainer and like a father figure to him?
As a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him, you're training him all the time, you know him, both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them.
At 3 minutes and 12 seconds, Tank has always spoken openly about his difficult relationship with Floyd. He accused Floyd of being too controlling and not respecting his growth. Adding Calvin to Floyd's team felt like the worst kind of betrayal. And at 3 minutes 23 seconds, Tank was not about to keep quiet on the matter.
I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it, like, focus on the goal, you know. And them guys, they went left, and unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like, dang, do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have.
At 4 minutes 18 seconds, Tank said, if I did not have the people around me that I had, like the ones who started with me and things like that, I probably would have been gone from the scene for a long time. At 4 minutes 25 seconds, the face-off between Floyd and Tank began at a public charity event in Las Vegas. What was meant to be a calm gathering quickly became a show for everyone to see.
My thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And, but over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd. Constantly be disrespectful, when all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go.
At 4 minutes 51 seconds, Tank confronted Floyd in front of cameras and called him out for signing Calvin Ford to his team. Davis reportedly yelled, "You took the one person who always had my back. You cannot stand to see me win without you." Floyd, who never backs down, fired back saying, "I made you, Tank. Do not forget who gave you this chance. You think Calvin will help you beat me? Keep dreaming." As the argument got worse, the crowd became tense at 5 minutes 15 seconds. Witnesses described the exchange as explosive, with both men shouting over each other. Tank accused Floyd of ruining his career out of jealousy, while Floyd said Tank was ungrateful for all he had done for him. No surprise there. Floyd has always said loudly that Tank is so ungrateful.
Bitch! I'm killing that motherfucker! When I catch you, motherfucker, I kill you, motherfucker! You crazy? I know the fuck you niggas playing with. I don't play no motherfucking games.
At 6 minutes 19 seconds, it did not take long for this verbal fight to turn into a physical one. At 6 minutes 24 seconds, things got intense when Tank pushed Floyd and everything went crazy. At 6 minutes 29 seconds, people from both sides jumped in to break them apart, but soon after, punches began to fly. Video from the scene at 6 minutes 38 seconds shows Tank throwing a punch at one of Floyd's team members, while Floyd was held back by security.
To him, one-on-one, saying what his mental at. Whatever he want to do, I just prepare him for it.
At 7 minutes 9 seconds, he ended up becoming a target of Tank's anger. "You are a sellout," Tank yelled at his former coach. The brawl went on for several wild minutes before security stepped in at 7 minutes 18 seconds to break it up. No one got badly hurt, but the damage was already done at 7 minutes 22 seconds to their public images and to their already broken relationship.
He was subbing you like, oh, like...
He was going at me. He was going at me. Yeah. And I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I wouldn't say love, hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him, and I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of this
deal. He don't know about that yet, but that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing.
This is exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank no cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come.
After the fight, Tank went on Instagram Live at 7 minutes 38 seconds to talk directly to his fans. He did not hold back. "Floyd has always been about control," he said. "He cannot stand that I am doing my own thing." Tank also mentioned that his upcoming fight with Lamont Roach has been pushed aside by all the drama. At 7 minutes 47 seconds, he said, "I should be getting ready for my next fight, but instead I am dealing with this mess. They are trying to break me, but I am built for this." At 7 minutes 58 seconds, this fight between Floyd and Tank is more than just personal. At 8 minutes 4 seconds, it is a clash of different mindsets. Floyd stands for the old school, a careful businessman who controls every part of his world. Tank at 8 minutes 11 seconds belongs to a newer group of fighters who care more about being independent and real.
You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of competition.
Yes,
he was doing that a lot.
And he gotta be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So I think you gotta.
At 9 minutes 17 seconds, as the situation calms down, one big question remains. What does this mean for Tank's career? With Calvin Ford now on Floyd's side, Tank faces a unique challenge at 9 minutes 26 seconds. He is not only getting ready to fight Lamont Roach in his next match, but he is also fighting the idea that he cannot win without his old team. Yes, at 9 minutes 35 seconds, let us talk about this fight for a moment. Lamont Roach is no easy opponent. There is a lot at stake here. Gervonta Davis is the knockout king. His record speaks for itself at 9 minutes 43 seconds. He is undefeated with an incredible number of early wins. Most recently, we all remember that brutal body shot that folded Ryan Garcia like a cheap chair. At 9 minutes 53 seconds, Tank does not just knock people out. He makes a strong statement every time he steps into the ring.
Feeling like anyone has any fucking ability to even stick to a subject is killing me. The inability to bring humility under the back hole. On the freaking minute, got me thinking of finishing everything with a seed, a minute, and reaping the benefits. I'm asleep in the willing, and I'm thinking about an evil intent of another beat, I'm killing it. Cause even if
At 10 minutes 54 seconds, and that is what makes this fight so interesting. Tank is coming in as the big favorite. But let us be real, this is not only about winning for him. At 11 minutes 3 seconds, it is about proving to the world that he is still on top and that no one in his weight class can beat him. But you know what this means, all the pressure will be on him.
Yeah, man, and he's got some skills, dog. Like I was like, that's a good one to add to the squad if you're gonna add one.
How old is he?
I think he's like 26.
Okay.
So he's still young.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah. Still, and listen, this thing about it, he's still getting better. He's still, because this is our third fight together. So you gotta understand that, like, once he gets everything I'm telling him, the growth process, he's gonna be amazing. And listen, he may be fighting for a world championship pretty soon. So
I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind watching him and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, the same way. Yeah.
Like
they sparred before the same weight. Yeah, same weight.
Oh, they have sparred before?
They sparred before. Yeah.
How'd that go?
I don't know. I went.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
What you think about Gervonta Davis?
I like him. I like him as an individual, man. I like him. I mean, I know him, and I like him. I think it'll be a good fight. I think that Frank Matz.
At 11 minutes 42 seconds done. Now Roach may not have the single punch knockout power that Tank has, but he is a master of the technical side of boxing. He is a counterpuncher with excellent footwork, and he knows how to bother aggressive fighters like Davis. Roach has been studying Tank's style, and during the face-off at 11 minutes 59 seconds, he made it clear that he is not there to become just another clip on Davis' highlight video.
But at the end of the day, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, It's a rocky road that we see what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to rebuild itself. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said, they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, calm is I don't like using that word calm, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows.
So why would Calvin Ford, who has always stood by Tank's side, make this sudden jump? Ford has been surprisingly quiet about it, but insiders reveal that he sees this as a unique opportunity for his career.
Roger never got trainer of the year when Floyd was fighter of the year. Yeah. His dad never got trainer of the year. So, I've been openly expressing that. And I think it's time that Calvin gets.
At 12 minutes 18 seconds, because even if I take a beating and with Calvin Ford no longer in the picture, it will be interesting to see how Tank handles this fight with a new coach. Yes, Tank has a new coach named Derek James. At 12 minutes 32 seconds, this guy knows his craft. And get this, Derek James has a past connection with Tank. James actually trained Frank Martin, who was Tank's recent opponent. At 12 minutes 40 seconds, this is where things get wild. Derek James has been studying Tank for a while now. He knows his fighting style. But instead of trying to find ways to stop Tank at 12 minutes 47 seconds, he has now been asked to train him for his next fight.
Hey, the little one inside.
You don't gotta ask her about it.
Well, we need to make sure she's with somebody.
She's okay. She's with somebody.
Okay, listen,
At 13 minutes 49 seconds, but most of the guys that Gervonta has faced, I think this will probably be the toughest one. At 13 minutes 53 seconds, moving from Ford to James, it is only a matter of time before we see whether this is an upgrade or a downgrade. For Calvin Ford at 14 minutes, the choice to join Mayweather Promotions has been a double-edged sword. On one side, it is a chance to work with one of the smartest minds in boxing. On the other side, it has ruined his relationship with Tank. At 14 minutes 15 seconds, we have come a long way from Ford standing by Tank and confronting Floyd to now joining Floyd's team.
It's on boxing. You know, one day you're worried about the position that your family is in. You worried about...
He knows. So why would Calvin Ford, who always stood by Tank's side, make this sudden move at 15 minutes 6 seconds? Ford has been unusually quiet about it. But people close to him say he sees this as a rare chance to grow his own career.
You hear that name? What does it mean when you first hear that?
A father. Father. Father.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.